بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وأنزلنا الحديد فيه بأس شديد ومنافع للناس. صدق الله العظيم.
Ancient Egyptians knew iron industry since the early days of history. They used the metal falling from sky in the form of meteors. They used this metal to make decorative pieces. They knew the industry of extracting and shaping iron in forms of axes, hammers, swords, and other tools of war. Iron and steel industry developed in Egypt at the first half of the 19th century during the era of great industrial renaissance, which was the period of King Muhammad Ali. He established developed industries based on using iron and steel, like shipbuilding and cannons making. After the Second World War, an industry of remelting war scrap was established in Egypt. Then the real development of steel industry came along with the foundation of Egyptian Iron and Steel Company at Hilwan. Egyptian Iron and Steel Company was established in 1954 in south of Hilwan, about 35 kilometers of Cairo, on an area more than 3,000 fedans. It's considered the first integrated steel industry in the Middle East and even the Arabic world as well. The first goal of establishing the company is to cover the needs of the Egyptian market of steel products and to create the specialized and professional workforce at different levels in this kind of industry. The industry of iron and steel is truly considered a base for heavy industries in Egypt. It depends on the Egyptian production of ore iron in the mines of the Iron and Steel Company in El Bahariya Oasis at 320 kilometers southwest Cairo. There are four great mines called El Gedida, Ghurabi, Nasser, and El Hara. Company was a leader in invading desert, as in 1974 it has built the first comprehensive industrial society in El Bahariya Oasis, which stands as a main source of ore iron in Egypt. Its production reaches 3 million tons per year. Then it's shipped through railroads to the factories of the company in Hilwan. The Egyptian Iron and Steel Company also possesses mines and quarries, both spread largely all over Egypt, like Dolomite Quarry in Al-Adabiya in Suez. This quarry satisfies all the company's needs of dolomite needed for steel oxygen converters and sintering procession operation. Moreover, the company has quarries of limestone in Samalot by El Minya Governorate to satisfy the company's needs of limestone used in oxygen converters and sintering operation. When the iron ore arrives by special trains to the company in Helwan, it is discharged by wagon tipplers, then carried out by belt conveyors to the stacker to be blended and stacked, then conveyed by belt conveyors to the ore yard. Prepared and mixed with iron ore in certain amounts according to the chemical analysis. The whole mix is conveyed to the primary and secondary mixing drums and finally charged to the sintering machines. There are 7 sintering machines in the Egyptian Iron and Steel Company works in Helwan. Their productive capacity reaches 3 million tons per year. By increasing the temperature of charge to 1250 degrees centigrade and by a horizontal movement, the sintering process proceeds on from up to down until it embodies the total thickness of the charge. The sinter is charged inside the blast furnaces by means of ascending and descending skid cars. Some materials are added to the blast furnace charge, such as limestone, fluorspar, and dolomite by certain amounts. The lower charge inside the furnace meets a rising up current of gases evolving from the reactions between coke and hot air blast enriched by oxygen and natural gas. The reaction between the charge and the reducing active gases inside the blast furnace lead to the reduction of the sinter where the reduced iron gathered as pig iron, while the other elements called slag, having amounts of about 600,000 tons per year, usually sold to cement manufacturing companies, while the production of pig iron amounts to 1.5 million tons per year, coming from 4 blast furnaces which are unique and the only ones in Egypt. They are able to extract hot liquid iron from sinter. The molten pig iron is poured inside ladles, each with capacity of 70 tons, carried up by special wagon railroad to steel producing facilities where the molten pig iron ladles is discharged inside 2 big mixers, each of 1,300 tons capacity, which maintain the heat of pig iron and achieves its homogeneous analysis, before charging in the oxygen converters which convert pig iron into steel liquid. Converters, each of 90 tons capacity per heat, the pig iron is charged and certain amount of scrap, also burnt lime, is added to get rid of the undesirable elements. A current of pure oxygen under pressure of 14 atmosphere is blown in through the charge so its temperature is increased and the formed slag removed. The produced molten metal is poured in ladles with some additions like ferromanganese, ferrosilicon and aluminium to get molten steel. Adjustment of the steel chemical analysis and temperature are both achieved in argon steering stations before directing the steel ladles to continuous casting units. The Egyptian Iron and Steel Company in Helwan has 7 casting machines producing 1.2 million tons of steel per year. 3 machines of them produce 600,000 tons per year of billets, which is a basic source of producing sections and reinforcing bars. Machines produce 600,000 tons per year of slabs, which is a basic initial material for producing flat such as coils, plates, and sheets. Egyptian Iron and Steel Company is a pioneer in Egypt in producing steel in the form of billets and slabs. Its production achieved the highest quality according to the international standards. This is guaranteed by highly automated controlling inspection systems and also through spectrum analysis equipment. Company uses the most up-to-date controlling system in the different stages of rolling. The steel slabs are charged in the preheating furnaces to raise their temperature to the desired degree. Then goes a series of primary and finally rolling operations to get steel coils with thickness of 2 to 8 millimeters at widths of 1 meter. Steel Company produced cold rolled stripes and plates with thickness until 0.5 millimeters at width of 1 meter. Also produces cold formed sections like road stops and light shed structures. Egyptian Iron and Steel Company produces heavy sections such as channels, angles and rods. Also light sections, essentially reinforced bars with diameters from 12 to 26 millimeters, and hot rolled plates with thickness from 8 to 40 millimeters at width up to 1.5 meters and length up to 9 meters according to the customer requirements. The production of Egyptian Iron and Steel Company is distinguished by a registered commercial mark. The company has got several quality assurance certificates. Such as Leod's British Certificate, German TIF, and ISO 9002. Egyptian Iron and Steel Company is the only one in Egypt and Middle East that practice an integrated steel industry starting from mining of iron ore and finishing by final products. Also, it's the only company producing steel sections. Its production of final steel products exceeds 1.1 million tons per year, covering most of the local market needs and exporting to several countries in Europe, Africa, and Asia. The activity of Egyptian Iron and Steel Company is not confined to the production of final steel products, but it exceeds to make use of auxiliary services like the workshops, which capacity can serve other companies, either machining operations, designing services, or manufacturing steel structures. These workshops can perform turning operation for workpieces with diameter up to 8 meters and milling operations in the 3 dimensions at the same time with workpiece weight up to 8 tons. Also, there is a unit producing rollers for belt conveyors. company cared a lot about the environmental work, so it has largely used the available technology. It established a lot of water stations, like the station of re-rotating and clarifying water in order to make use of the healthy water. Also, the company clarifies the outcome gases rising out of the productive processes. Now, the company implements a lot of environmental projects with the help of both the holding company of metal industry and the environmental ministry. Also, the company is concerned with developing projects such as updating of the third blast furnace. The iron and steel company never ignores personal aspects of its workers, as it provides them with different services like private houses, a fleet of transporting cars for the workers to drive them going and coming back from the work sites, health care and free treatment at a private hospital for workers, special summer resorts. The company also looks after the social and sporting skills by building a social club in which the workers and their sons can practice different types of sports. The pioneers of the industry of iron and steel dreams didn't exceed making an iron machine that helps them to survive. But nowadays, the industry of iron and steel became a base for many other industries. HADISOLB, the iron and steel company in Helwan, will be always regarded as the pyramids of iron and steel in Egypt and the Middle East.